New York-born Walt Whitman, perhaps best beloved for his legendary 19th century masterwork, Leaves of Grass, a collection of poems that defines the American character perhaps as much as any work of art. For us here in New York City, Whitman was also considered the eternal pride of Brooklyn, where one of his homes survives today. So you'd think the home would be an historic landmark, but guess again. It now finds itself at the heart of a fairly complicated battle. WNYC Radio's Jim O'Grady is on the case. He's been reporting on this, and he joins us now to talk about it. Jim, welcome to you. Nice to have you here with us.
Thanks so much. Nice to be here.
So for folks who perhaps don't know what the connection was between Walt Whitman and Brooklyn, New York City, and how extensive it was, give us a sense of some background here. What was that connection?
The connection between Walt Whitman and Brooklyn was as deep as any connection in his life. He was born in Huntington, Long Island, lived there for the first 4 years of his life, and then his family moved to Brooklyn, where they lived in at least 15 houses over 28 years. He did the best work of his life in Brooklyn. He loved it with all of his heart, and he lived in Brooklyn and really got the source of his poetic vision from Brooklyn and from New York City as a whole.
So that would make you think, as I said in the introduction, if there is some remnant of him here, that it's something we would want to cherish. Talk about what remnant there is, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me what's happening with that.
There's a very modest 3-story row house on 99 Ryerson Street in what we would today call Clinton Hill, the Fort Greene area. It's about a block uphill from the Gowanus Expressway near the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And that's where he was living in 1855 when this epic poem that you mentioned, Leaves of Grass, just explodes onto the American scene, into the American consciousness, and has been defining us ever since. He was living at 99 Ryerson Street with 6 other people in his family at that time.
Now, let's talk about the arguments that were made in favor of granting some protection status to that home. What were the folks saying?
So preservationists say, okay, we have his birthplace in Huntington, Long Island, that's preserved, and we have the row house where he died in Camden, New Jersey, that's preserved. But the place where he was most vital and he made his work and was most creative is this place, 99 Ryerson Street, and it's the sole survivor in all of New York City. And New York City was his muse. New York City was where he went into crowds and felt an erotic charge. New York City was where he experienced the bustle and the hustle that sent him into these reveries that then caused him to rush back to the page and turn it into poetry. He's not William Wordsworth, who looked at clouds or mountains and got inspired that way. He needed to plunge into city life to feel the charge of being in a body and being alive on the earth. So New York City is all about what he is all about. And this is the one place where you can go and say, oh, see that 2nd-story window right there? That was his bedroom. That's where he probably wrote either some of this book or some of his other poetry.
So you can assume that the proponents felt that these were some pretty strong arguments in favor of protective status. What has been the response of the Landmarks Commission so far?
They thought that was a strong argument. They formally applied to preserve this house as a designated landmark. And the Landmarks Preservation Commission considered it seriously and then did their own research and turned them down. And they told me they turned them down for 3 reasons. One, Walt Whitman didn't live there that long. Not many people know this, but his family was in the business of house building at this time and house buying and selling, which is why they never stayed in one place very long at all. And so Landmarks Preservation Commission thinks they were only there for 6 months. The preservationists dispute this, citing Walt's own words, and say, actually, it was a year. They say, Landmarks says, well, his book came out before they moved there. So you can't say that he wrote some of the book there in 99 Ryerson Street. The preservationists say, no, the book might have come out later. Actually, he was always revising that book for the rest of his life. He was certainly writing poetry. So you've got to say that some of his greatest work was being done in that house. And finally, if you look at this house, it's shabby. It's covered with vinyl siding. it's not very evocative of a row house in 1855. So those three things caused the Landmarks Preservation Commission to say, look, we can't landmark everything. This does not rise to the occasion, so we're going to turn you down.
Well, as you said, it's an interesting debate and also fairly emblematic of, as you said, that tension between an ever-growing city and our wish to preserve our history. Jim, thanks for all your reporting on it, and we'll check back with you down the road and see if there are any changes. Thanks for joining us. You be well.
You too. Thanks so much.
And a reminder for you, we do want to hear from all of you. So should Walt Whitman's home in Brooklyn be preserved? You can vote yes or no on our Facebook poll at facebook.com/MetroFocus. And for more information on other great works of literature, you can search The Great American Read on PBS.org.